Before we even get into this video, right now, if you're a Los Angeles Lakers fan, I want to know what your worry level is down in the comments below. Comment on a scale of 1 to 10 how worried you are headed into the NBA playoffs. A lot of people may not know, but this season is pretty close to being over. Now, I want to preface what I'm fixing to say with, I personally think that the Los Angeles Lakers are going to be fine. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, the #1 defense. This team has a lot of great things going for it. But I also want to say, in the NBA playoffs, anything can happen. Typically and historically, I've been one of those guys that strongly believes that once you are a championship contender, the regular season is just the regular season. We saw the Golden State Warriors go out and achieve the greatest record of all time to lose in the NBA playoffs to LeBron James and his Cleveland Cavaliers. Man, sometimes you really don't know what you have until it's gone. Kyrie, Bron, Love, that trio was special. Now, to come back to earth, while I historically have been the regular season is just the regular season guy, currently, I do believe the regular season does hold some weight, especially the final stretch of the regular season. The Lakers have lost a ton of games due to injury. This isn't the exact same roster as last year. The Lakers' chemistry is good, but am I wild for feeling like it could be even better? This video, we have to talk about the much needed return of LeBron James and also Anthony Davis and his frustrations. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to get a quick word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by MLB 9 Innings 21. For those of you that love gaming, MLB, or trading cards, MLB 9 Innings 21 is the gaming app for you. MLB 9 Innings uses real MLB data to increase and decrease player stats based on their real life performance. So think trading cards, but like real life. Graphically, this game is heat, and you can also control every aspect. Between pitching and hitting, there's a lot of versatility. Speaking of versatility, you're also able to create clubs to play with different players and unlock additional content. MLB 9 Innings 21 also has over 600 player hitting and pitching forums. That's tough. What's even tougher is the game. Don't believe me? Try it out for yourself. Again, I want to give a major shout out to MLB 9 Innings 21 for sponsoring this video.
Oh my goodness, Rui Hachimura against Anthony Davis, who got the worst of that.
When I saw this dunk, I was kind of shocked. Shout out to Rui Hachimura because this guy was one of my favorite players from his draft class. He's going to be really good for a really long time. I enjoy his game. Very fundamental and very savage at the same time. Look at how he looks back at Anthony Davis after this dunk. Straight savage. How are you going to do my boy AD like that? That's a little tough. Every season but AD's rookie season and this one, he's been averaging over 2 blocks per game. That's a lot of blocks. AD is one of the best shot blockers in today's NBA. As a matter of fact, when he's truly trying to patrol the paint, he's one of the best shot blockers I have ever seen. You can quote me on that. So yeah, I'm sorry guys. I was shocked to see AD get dunked on. But unfortunately, that dunk somewhat sums up this season for Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers. AD is averaging what feels like a career low at 21.6 points per game. He's only shooting 27% from 3, and his rebounding doesn't feel like a career low. It actually is. Now, a lot of people are going to point to Anthony Davis and his injury issues this season. And honestly, I mean, it's been a tough season. The Lakers had an incredibly short off season. Honestly, I'm willing to give AD a pass right now. After the Lakers lost to the Washington Wizards, AD said we let this one get away. I think our second quarter kind of killed us. We weren't playing with any type of pace. Our defense was pretty poor. And then coming out in the third quarter, it was the same type of thing. Our effort wasn't there in the third quarter at all. We let this one get away. He continued by saying we control our own destiny. We have to start playing with a sense of desperation. Even though we're in the playoffs as of right now, we're not that far off from being in a play-in tournament game. We've got to play with a sense of desperation as well. And while AD is right, Chris Broussard seems to think that AD should focus more on AD.
AD should have exchanged the word we for I. AD is the one that's not balling. They were 7-6 in the 13 games before AD returned, including a victory over Utah. They're 1-3 since AD's been back.
In the comments below, let me know what you think about that Chris Broussard clip. Is that facts, or is Chris Broussard kind of tripping? He pointed out a 5 of 19 game from Anthony Davis and ignored the 8 for 15 game and the 10 of 20 game. Anthony Davis is fresh off of injury. Let's give this guy some time before we overreact to his recent performances. If Chris Broussard was talking about games earlier in the season where AD was underperforming, I would understand. Critiquing his recent games, that's a little tough. And come on, man, it's not like 7-6 is balling by any means. Quick question, Lakers fans. I want to know in the comments below if you guys are concerned at all by Andre Drummond. On a championship team, this can't be your effort level. Maybe you could do that on some of those lottery teams you've been on and nobody bats an eye. But you're in LA. These boys are contending for championships and legacies are still being built. Now, for everybody that's hated on Marc Gasol, this tweet cites the Lakers as having a defensive rating of 112.7 with Drummond on the floor this year. For those of you that don't know, the lower the defensive rating, the better. The Lakers are number 1 in the NBA with a 106.5 defensive rating. The Brooklyn Nets are 24th with a 112.9 defensive rating. The Sacramento Kings are dead last with a 118.3. Sac, come on, man. We got to get my boy De'Aaron some more help, especially on the defensive side of the basketball. Anyways, the Lakers lead the league in defensive rating with a 106.5 defensive rating. With Marc Gasol on the floor, they're rocking a 104.5 in 878 minutes. Look, maybe I'm going to get hate for this, but I think Marc Gasol could help a lot of teams, even if it's just in a limited role. Drummond's got all of this potential. He just has to play to it. An AD and Drummond front court can be an absolute nightmare. While things have been tough for the Lakers this season, help is on the way. Woj reported today that LeBron James' return from the longest absence of his career could come tonight versus the Kings. James plans to test his ankle and make a game-time decision. Otherwise, he's likely to return as soon as Sunday versus Toronto. Then Shams reported that after missing over a month with a high ankle sprain, Lakers star LeBron James is expected to return tonight, assuming warm-ups go as planned. Regardless of the return date, the Lakers needed LeBron in the biggest way possible. While Vogel is a defensive mastermind, offensively, he leaves a lot to be desired. I love THT and Caruso for what they bring to the game. As a matter of fact, Caruso's been one of the best defenders in the league this season, but I could only watch them initiate the offense so many times after getting used to LeBron James. If you guys get this video to 1,000 likes within the first 5 hours, tomorrow, I'll make a video breaking down LeBron's return. As a matter of fact, I'll bring you guys 2 videos tomorrow. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.